Welcome to Resisting Boredom, where we drink, ramble, and discuss things to help you in the never-ending quest of not being bored. I am Brandon Kaiser.
Josh Justin.
Kid Coleman.
And we come to that time of the year, once again.
Christmas.
Or the first time that we've done this, but the Christmas Doctor Who special just came on. This is our third Doctor Who video of the year, though, guys. So.
It's a setting record this year for Doctor Who videos.
Pretty important year for Doctor Who. This will be the final one of the year. Guess you wouldn't have figured that out. Anyways, the Christmas special, we all saw it. We're going to talk about it and tell you what we thought.
It's also the final episode of Matt Smith's run.
It is the final episode of Matt Smith's run.
Is celebrated 3 years.
I don't know how long he did it.
I want to say it's 3.
Yeah. I've only seen a handful of those episodes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, once again, I'm a Doctor Who noob.
Who cares?
Whatever I say will probably be wrong anyways, but
I want to say this is the third or fourth?
Well, they did the half season.
He's done it for several years, yeah.
They did a half season and it's throwing me off. That's what I'm trying to think.
And it's not like they come out a certain day every year, whatever, so. Anyways, alright.
Actually, this was the 4th season.
Kid, do you want to start us off since you love Doctor Who so much?
What am I starting us off about?
Talking about the
last
Christmas
episode,
special.
the Christmas episode.
Oh.
The time of the Doctor.
I don't mean to brag, but I have no idea how to start this.
Alright, Josh.
Yeah, sure. So, the Christmas episodes outside of, I think, well, let's talk about the reboot Christmas episodes, because I think that's when I really did them. This one was a little bit more Christmassy, because they had its out-date Christmas. That's about
I am going to be way off on this.
Yeah, I know.
Discussion.
Well, the first thing I could think of was The Runaway Bride was a Christmas special, and it really didn't have a whole lot to do with Christmas.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
But, alright, let's not talk about those. Let's talk about the Matt Smith Christmas
Yeah, I was about to say,
special.
I thought that's what you were going with.
Yeah, Matt Smith Christmas episodes. We did the Christmas Carol one, which is probably one of the best Christmas episodes.
That was fantastic.
Like, it's just a great, like, how can Moffat do that? And then Sherlock, and then the rest of the series. It's just really impressive that that's such and it's a good Christmas one. Then we had the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe one, which I think everyone agrees is probably one of the worst episodes ever.
Yeah, that was god-awful.
Yeah. Then we had
Can't wait to watch that one.
And then we had the Snowman one, which was okay.
That was last year's, right?
Yeah, last year's was okay. It was
I enjoyed it.
and here's how we know he sees what it was for, because now we have our 4th Christmas special with Matt Smith.
It had Sir Ian McKellen in it, though.
It did, and that's about it. And the 4th one is this one, In a Town Called Christmas. And it's sort of about Christmas, in the sense that Christmas is going on in normal time, Earth, and then there's Christmas Town. It was okay, but honestly, after out of it, because it wasn't really much of a good episode. I mean, it was okay, but it was like another episode. Like, when you think Christmas special, usually it's, unique and some shit happens maybe, and it
was unique.
And you expect to get blown away at least some part.
A good point.
But this one was just kind of like they could have switched to Capaldi at the end of Day of the Doctor, and nothing of value would have been lost.
Yeah.
We could have, this story was okay. I guess they did kind of fill in a bunch of plot holes that I didn't really
I think they wanted to give Matt Smith his own thing to go out on. I don't think they wanted to make it a big...
That's very much what this is near the end of it. It's very much of Matt Smith's swan song for his run to the Doctor, and it's good in that respect. But I think a lot of the story elements were just kind of meh. It was kind of just blah, blah. But a lot of that was Moffat's fault, and I will blame Moffat for the rest of the night.
Oh, yeah.
But because a lot of the things that they were filling in just kind of randomly were just a lot of the stupid... the door of the 30th planet and the echoing of the voice and the question that will be asked and all that fucking shit that's been throughout Moffat's run. The thing that pissed me off the most was everyone had the title The Impossible Girl, the time that couldn't be, and the sarcophagus of the empty question, fuck off. Everything about Moffat's run that was stupid was all these fucking 30 titles. And that's what I hated the most, because it was all the stupid fucking riddle bullshit that never really went anywhere. And I guess a lot of that kind of is... This is where it caps it off, because as we know, he's not taking the front seat. I mean, he's still in charge, but we're going to have other people running the show mainly for Capaldi's run. But this is kind of his end cap on a lot of the stupid bullshit that we've had to deal with, and that's what Trenzlore is, and this is what this is.
Yeah,
so everything that this is but it's funny because it wasn't really a payoff.
I'm gonna have a very different review than you.
It wasn't really a payoff so much as it was just him going, going through his list of shit he forgot to explain by the Matt Smith's run, and he was like, "Oh, 5-second scene there. Never explained that."
Maybe that's why I never noticed.
All right, he's like, "All right, we'll put in a line there and another line. That'll be a line there."
Well, you gotta see the Tenet and Essence
Right,
runs.
and
those are great. The
Yeah.
way they build up to the season finales, I always love them.
But this is kind of funny because now we understand that Moffat was doing like the 4-year run, long game of.
Yeah, he was playing the long game.
He was playing the long game, and a lot of it just throughout season was just kind of you're always.
It didn't really
like,
feel like the end of a season. It's like, this is where you're ending it.
I mean,
okay.
we started with the silence
Okay.
pretty much at the beginning of season 2, and now at the final end of Matt Smith's run, like 3 years later, or after 3 seasons, we finally go, all right, that's what the silence was.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit!
It only-
They explain what they are. Okay.
It took a while.
Still gonna call them.
And then it's just one line of, oh, those are confessional priests. That's why. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, see, you know what? I thought that was all known stuff because I had never seen anything before.
That's
So
them actually.
this is why you guys have completely refused this episode
Yeah.
9.
So after 3 years of going, I guess those are just some weird aliens. And
then
genetically engineered priest. Fucking idiot.
I thought that
And then
was...
they mentioned later on, that's a different order that broke off from us.
So this is funny.
I was like, are you fucking serious?
Okay, but the things you're talking about are things that I just assumed they were reiterating for anyone that maybe was watching for the first time.
No.
So I'm going, oh, that was nice of them to kind of explain that for me.
The church,
That's the first time they explained
the
it to
Church of
us.
the Mainframe. That's the first time I've ever seen them.
No, they-
since the reboot.
No, that's the papal mainframe. That was the people in like the 3rd season. That's who kidnapped River Song and all that shit. They explained that. Maybe you missed that part, but the papal mainframe is known. It's the first time we saw their
All right,
space.
so what about the actual episode?
I don't remember them
Can we
calling
get back
it
to
this.
that?
No,
the
that-
Agravati,
the problem I have with a lot of the episode is a lot of just Stephen Moffat like kind of
Okay.
capping off all this stupid bullshit. And I thought the episode itself was just kind of like, oh, he's getting older, and it was just kind of like a weird. It was an okay episode, but it just seemed like it was kind of it wasn't like an hour. It was a regular hour episode, if I remember correctly. I don't know.
If you cut out
It
commercials,
was
I don't get commercials.
It was actually with commercials. It was an hour and 20 minutes.
yeah, and 28
Alright.
minutes, I think.
But it seemed like a alright story. Not really Christmassy to me,
No.
as far
Yeah, I
as
didn't think
Christmas
it was
special
very
would be.
Christmassy.
But it definitely was Matt Smith's last episode. His ending was way better than Tenet's.
Well, that's because
Again, I don't
Tenet,
have reference.
Tenet made you want to cry.
No, he didn't. Tenet made me want to
Made
go.
me wanna
After
cry.
like the 3rd
You
minute.
didn't get the feels this time?
I got no. Well, I did a little bit, but
I did a little bit, and I didn't watch it.
Tenet was worse. Tenet was like, I don't want to spoil for you, but
Tenet was a 15-minute crybaby. I don't want to not be the doctor anymore.
Oh, that'd probably get me.
no, no, I'm not joking.
That'll
It's
probably get
15 minutes.
yeah.
It's 15 minutes of him dying.
It's
Oh.
anger, it's sadness, it's all that shit. It's just
Alright, so anyways,
It's like
so this was a
well,
better
for being such.
send-off.
Well, this is a better setup because Tenet, everyone loved Tenet, and like for him to go out such a bitchy way, like after so long, was everyone was kind of pissed off. Is like, why just fucking because Eccleston went out like a champ.
yeah.
And this
It's
is
like-
kind of. I mean, Eccleston didn't have that much of his. Eccleston just said like
one
2
season
lines.
or whatever.
Like,
Yeah.
be fantastic.
No.
And you know what? So was I.
Yeah, he had like 2 lines, and then that was it. And then here's Tenet.
Damn.
And Matt Smith gets a little bit more. He gets like a little speech. And it was a nice speech.
Because he wasn't supposed to get the 13th generation.
Well, no, but
he
I'm
did.
not talking about that. I meant just strictly on his like farewell speech. It was kind of meta in a sense, where it was kind of a lot like the actor talking about like it does kind of have like that moment where they kind of break the fourth wall, not intentionally, but just a little bit of
Yeah.
this was me.
That's any time a major character leaves a show, though, and
Yeah.
any series. It's
Yeah.
always partially.
and that's what they do, and I don't mind that. And I liked the speech. I liked the way he went out at the State of All. But other than that, it was
Drop the bow tie. Man.
the bow tie. I was expecting him to pick it and go, or just drop it, please. Like, the bow ties will always be cool. Like, I wanted that to be the last line. But it wasn't. So who cares? So all in all, a decent end to Moffat's stupid bullshit. A mercy killing. There we go. Mercy killing to that. An okay episode. Thankfully, we can all move forward going after this.
Alright.
Do you have anything to say at this point, or should...
Well, like you said, like there's a bunch of things that I'm glad they kept off, like what the fuck the silence were, and then you found out that they're actually just fucking confession priests. I'm not gonna call them confession priests. I'm gonna continue to call them the silence because just like the guy who said that we don't call it gifts, we call it gifs. I'm gonna ignore him forever.
It's not really the same thing. It's a pronunciation thing as opposed to...
Pretty much Moffat's is bad in that sense. But I enjoyed it. I liked the way they ended it. I got to see Jenna Louise Coleman and Matt Smith naked. Because it was a hologram. Never mind. Anyway, I thought they ended it in an interesting way. Like, this actually let him grow old. And live off his life just, like, being there for somebody who they actually needed him to stick around. I thought that was great. I wasn't a huge fan of, like pretty much Clara just going, like, really, he needs you. And the Time Lord's just going, alright, just throw some regeneration power through the crack. And I'm like, are you serious? That's how you're doing it?
Yeah.
It's like, you guys realize it's the same universe. You can come back.
That part made me cringe a little, because I'm like, well, first of all, if you know, like, enough about the Doctor and Time Lord history, you're like, really? They're just going to be like, open up, like, here, have some more, and then close it? Like,
yeah.
It was Deus Ex Machina right there.
Yeah,
it was a lot of, like,
we're not
shit's all stuck, like, alright, Wi-Fi.
Like, look, here's the point. We don't want to bring Gallifrey back yet. But we're gonna just have it use it as a tool to give him more regenerations, because that's the only way you can make the show go on. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, it was a real cop out. The Gallifrey show was a cop out.
I assumed there was just going to be a Deus Ex Machina to have it happen, though, because
right.
You know, they're not going to cancel the show, so they're going to make up something to have it go on.
I mean, they could have brought in, like, maybe some more. Like, I thought maybe the planet actually was going to come back.
Yeah,
or
that
maybe
been cool.
Even a couple Time Lords show up and one of them gives them some regenerations. Because, I mean, they had to. Like, so I thought something was going to happen like that, but instead it just opens up in the sky, farts out some new regenerations, and then fucking leaves. Yeah. And then I'm like, that's it? Like, the cranks and all? You're just like...
Are you guys going to come back later?
Alright, so kid.
And that actually made me wonder, is like, are they going to come back later?
That was my big... Like, is that...
Or they just say, like, fuck you, this universe, we're going to the next
one. Well, no, that's all I can think about, too. Like, so they're trying to get back in the universe, or they really just call it, like,
yeah.
The Doctor needs help.
This is the universe.
We'll spit out some regenerations and then just fuck off. Like, no, they wouldn't do that. There's a whole fucking special about them trying to claw their way back.
Yeah, exactly.
Are they really just going to give up because the Doctor needs help?
Yeah, I did love the whole idea of the Silence working with the Doctor, like fighting against the Daleks and the Cybermen and everything. I thought it was cool, but I think it would have been cooler if they actually showed it more. I would have loved seeing more scenes of that whole battle of shit.
Of an old man.
But they didn't. Yeah, fuck yeah. Even if he was old, that was cool, and I thought I thought that would have been cool. For some reason, Matt Smith plays a really good old man to me. Like, with all that makeup, I can picture that perfectly.
Really?
But then again, I always got that feeling a bit. Maybe because the way like his face looks a bit like a gargoyle when I first saw it, but it grew on me.
He has an interesting face.
Yeah, but I enjoyed Matt Smith. I loved his run. When he left, I was kind of like, oh.
When he left, you mean?
Yeah. Well,
the end of the episode.
Yeah, the end of the episode when he left, and like I thought that was the fastest fucking regeneration ever, because they always had the little light coming from both ends.
He had that.
Wait, did you buy the T-Fury shirt that day?
I didn't.
Oh, because I was gonna say maybe that's why you missed not having the.
No, because that happened. That happened with Esselstyn and the Tennant. Tennant into Matt Smith, and then this one it was just like instant. It was like. Bam, different person. Holy shit, look at me.
I thought it was quick too, and I had nothing to go off.
Right, but
I was like, damn.
He explains it's not normal. He says that when it comes in because the huge explosions when they're supposed to change.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen because they needed to give him his farewell speech.
Yeah.
And he explained it. That's why it was. He just said, "Oh, he's getting younger."
They had to reboot me first. Yeah. Whatever he said. He had something.
I enjoyed.
He said it's still going on and it's going to happen. Like
that reminds me though. I also enjoyed that they clarified the whole regeneration process to the fans about, the War Doctor was a force regeneration.
And the Metacrisis Doctor.
And the Metacrisis Doctor, yeah. Like, Tennant actually, had a fucking regeneration, and he wasted it to become himself again because he had vanity issues. I like that.
Yeah, that was fun.
Spoilers, but pretty much...
Maybe he does that.
It was, it was good, but as always, I kind of just wish to see more of the new Doctor than I do. I mean, I got a little bit of what he's like.
But that's what happened when Smith took over.
Yeah.
That's what happened when Tennant took over. You get that little glimpse of them being weird, And then
I feel like I got more
cue
of
the credits, and then cue the anticipation.
Like, don't get me wrong, when Chris Weston left and like Tennant took over, I was like kind of saddened because I didn't know what was gonna happen. But then I actually liked Tennant immediately when he popped on screen because he just had that he had that presence to him.
I didn't like Tennant for like 2 or 3 episodes.
Really?
You were still bitter over Harry Potter? You were like, oh, you fucker.
No,
I liked Tennant immediately.
I forgot that he was.
Immediately when Tennant appeared, I liked him because like he had a presence that I just really enjoyed. And then when Matt Smith took over, I felt like there was a bit more. I felt there was a bit more of more time of like like getting to know him. Like he kind of like hair still not ginger and everything like that. That was just great.
Now he's explaining scenes.
But pretty much like with Capaldi, it was just seemed a bit fast.
Really?
I think he's trying to reel you back in.
Yeah, Capaldi just seemed a bit quick.
Alright.
And didn't get to know him a little bit
Right,
more.
he gave like 2 to 3 lines. That's what they do at the end of every episode.
They usually give him more 2 to 3.
No.
Well, not Tennant, because Tennant didn't need it.
Alright, so is that all you wanted to say about those Christmas special ads?
Yeah, Tennant came up and he's like,
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
You enjoyed it thoroughly.
Right.
Alright, so my opinions, like I've said during this, are probably going to be very different from you guys because this is the first time I've seen Regeneration. This is the first Christmas special I've ever seen. This is only like the 4th episode, I guess, of the show that I've seen, or 5 or whatever. Well, because the 50th anniversary thing was more of a movie, and it was, anyways.
You don't want to count the 8th Doctor movie, really, at all. Don't count that.
You mean the Fox
Eric Roberts?
thing? Yeah, you mean
That's
the
canon?
Fox pilot?
God, no.
Anyway,
It's canon.
I know. Don't
Alright,
remind me.
anyways, so I came into this completely different. Number 1, for Christmas special, I didn't think this was very Christmassy. They named the town Christmas, and that was about the extent of the Christmas part
That's
of
how
it.
we made it Christmas.
And it snowed. It
yeah.
was kind of odd to me. I thought it was going to actually have more of a Christmassy story vibe thing or whatever. Because I heard you guys talk about the Christmas Carol episode and the whatever, the snowmen thing. And I was like, oh, well, these all sound much more Christmassy than what this was. And I didn't understand all that stuff with you guys saying how they capped off Moffat's stuff.
Like you said, you thought that was all.
Yeah, to me it was just
bringing you up to speed.
Yeah, to me it was. Thanks.
Moffat
We
had a
have
lot
new
of
viewers,
nonsense.
so we are explaining stuff for you.
Yeah.
So I actually was enjoying all that stuff because I was like, oh, okay, I'm actually understanding, somewhat of how this universe works now, and so I was enjoying all that. I thought him getting old thing. Was a little drawn out. Like, I don't think we needed that much time of him growing old, and I don't even know if I really liked the fact that he grew old. I don't know if it brought that much to what was being done there. No. I guess just to show a passage of time, but
that's what it seemed to me.
I didn't see. It seemed like a lot of effort just to do that. Like, why do all that prosthetic and makeup work just to be a bunch of time passed?
He went through generations with those people, and it kind of just showed that, like, of the fact that he actually lasted at least 300 years with those people. Those people knew him from their fathers, grandfathers.
But they didn't have to make him old. Plus, I mean, there's times where he's
he ages.
Well, no,
he does.
He does, but I'm just saying, like we've had in the last season where he comes back 200 years later and he doesn't look any different.
Yeah,
that was in the second season. He's like,
oh shit, yeah, you got me there.
But it's been 6 months. It's been 200 years. And
there. To me, the growing old thing was just to add stakes to the fact that he's not going to regenerate. This is what they kept telling us.
Yeah.
Oh, this is it. But then we all knew he was going to regenerate.
We knew that from that last episode where they showed the. Even if you don't,
it was kind of like a weird build-up to me for something that we knew was going to happen. Of them telling us it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen.
Well, it's funny because even if you're in a sensory deprivation tank or some shit, and all you do is watch the videos and not know anything about news, they showed Capaldi in the last episode, so you know there's another.
So exactly. We saw his eyes.
That shit was confusing though. Wouldn't Matt Smith, wouldn't that doctor know that he was going to regenerate another time? And if so, does that mean because there was no other there was no more than 13 doctors? Does that mean there won't be another doctor after this one? That's the confusing shit.
That's convoluted story.
They gave him a new set of regenerations, is what I read on the show notes.
Well, I mean, I guess
kind of like what they do with the Master.
Yeah, they're like they gave him a new whole so he's got another 12. Possibly loaded back into him. For now.
Anyways. So, that part I thought was kind of weird. For someone who hasn't really watched the show much, I did get the feels a little bit in a couple moments. There was a couple of tears performance-wise and everything from the actors and
That's
stuff,
good.
that I was like, wow, and also the swelling music and all that cheesy, cliched stuff. It works on me. I sometimes wish it didn't, but for some reason all that stuff works on me. And so I didn't cry or anything.
No,
I just want to make that
You
clear.
just had tears.
I just weeped. No,
It was a badly weep.
I
Because you
felt
choked
it a
up a bit,
little.
yeah.
I felt it a little. I was like, wow, I don't really have much experience with these characters yet. I feel this, like a little bit. So I thought that was well done. What you said about the instant transformation thing threw me off, along with the end of the episode just cutting off. Like, as he's spitting out his last line, it was just like, "Dun!" I thought we were going to get like a dramatic stab of what is going to happen, and then like fade to
But
credits or whatever.
We already explained that that's because you watched BBC America. Like that they cut
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
'Cause
Was
he
there,
actually
was
does-
there like a fade, like sort of thing?
Yes, he says the line. There's like the pause.
Okay,
and
well,
then the
most of
music
the people
plays
that
and then
watch
it
this,
starts.
most of the people that watch this
Right.
probably saw the
Oh
BBC
yeah, it's
America
Barcelona
also.
or
So, yeah. But anyways, so I thought that was really odd. The cutting of that was really odd. But anyways, the whole regeneration thing you guys were saying was kind of like Deus Ex Machina way of doing it. I just kind of assumed that was going to happen. I didn't put much thought into it because I was just like, oh, well, they're going to make up something to have him regenerate because that's what's going to happen.
Well, I had a lot of. I guess I had more thought that they were going to use Gallifrey a little bit more dramatically.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
same.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so-
then they just kind of was like, it's open, close, see you later.
Yeah, I mean, even since I saw the 50th thing, I understand
It's a pretty
that
big deal.
somewhat. Yeah, I understand that somewhat.
More than the idea that God parted the skies and threw him down more generations kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, I actually enjoyed the episode. Like, I thought I was going to be much more lost in what was going on than I
You
was.
thought you were?
Which surprisingly I was alright. And the change to Capaldi for me was kind of weird because, okay, I have no knowledge of back in the day Doctor Who, so except for that movie that BBC made with David Bradley. But anyways,
Paul
other than that,
Eric Roberts.
No, David Bradley. But anyway, so I always think of Doctor Who as just starting with Eccleston
Will
and moving
Sasso.
forward. And so for me it was weird because younger guy, older guy. And I know that's a very weird thing to think was strange.
They kept on getting
but-
younger and then they got older.
Yeah, it was like, and even Eccleston isn't that old. So it was, I'm just used to seeing and because I never saw any Eccleston episodes at all,
Hey, Eccleston.
I'm used to seeing a kind of quirky, weird younger guy as the Doctor, and so seeing an older, kind of grizzled-looking, like serious guy come up and have some lines, I was just kind of like, this is weird.
It's going to be
And
a different show.
I'm
yay.
interested. I'm interested to see like what that means.
They
for the
want to
show.
shake the fangirls off.
I'm interested to see how long. What's her name? Jenna Coleman or whatever.
Yeah.
Sticks around.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm gonna be surprised. I'm looking forward to seeing how long she sticks around. 'Cause
Well, there's a lot of things they've been doing different than what they did at Classic Who. I mean, Classic Who it did typically have older people, but they also had like 3 or 4 companions at a time. It wasn't just like him and some broad. Sometimes there'd be like a dude, or there'd be a couple guys,
Or a
there's-
kid.
Yeah, they used to have like an ensemble cast.
I hope they don't go with Kid. Just
They probably won't.
leaving that one out there.
No, probably not anymore. There's
Not after what happened to the last kid.
Yeah.
All right.
No, we don't talk about that. But I don't see them do Rory and Amelia was the closest we've gotten to an ensemble sort of class, and then
Because they stuck with him for a while.
yeah, and when he had Mickey back in Eccleston when they picked up Mickey for a few episodes, but I mean it never really stuck. It was always like the reboots. Always just been Doctor and attractive female or not attractive female.
Yeah.
But at least she's funny. She's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah, Jack Harkness.
I don't know who that was. I can't wait to
Tate's
find out who
hilarious.
that was.
Catherine Tate has her own show. But very homely.
So, but I will say, starting
One
to
of the
watch, but overall, starting to watch some of this Doctor Who stuff, I actually really want to go back now and watch it.
Good.
I wish I had time to, unfortunately.
Make time. Watch one episode a day.
Even that's a hard thing to say.
One episode. That's less than an hour a day. Watch that.
Well, it's the end of the year right now. I have a lot of stuff I'm trying to.
Well, next year, make your New Year's resolution. I don't give a shit.
But yeah, it's something I definitely want to look at and start doing, and watch episodes. So. Yeah, so hopefully next time we do this in September or whenever we decide to do it,
You'll be more.
maybe I'll have seen more episodes.
Hopefully.
Maybe I'll have more. Maybe I'll agree with you guys more instead of just being like, I enjoyed it even though I wasn't sure. Like
When
that's
you catch back up, you'll be like, you know what? That is stupid. That's how we revealed everything.
Yeah, suddenly all of this stuff, I'm like, this was dumb. But yeah, anyways.
I don't know.
Sarah
Well,
was
waiting
story
seasons
progression.
actually is doing one after the other might be pretty
I
cool.
always think of Kid as always liking this show, so maybe I'll be more like Kid
I do.
and less like you.
I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot thoroughly.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Sorry for me to be angry at it.
No, I mean it's.
I am angry at Moffat.
I'm not saying you don't like it. You're much more negative on it than Kid is. That's
I
what I'm
am,
saying.
but I'm way more positive than say like Sarah or Casey. You know,
Oh,
That
God,
could be.
yeah.
I haven't heard much of them talking about it. So
Right.
anyways, but that's an inside baseball.
More Sarah than Casey.
So anyways, overall, I think we all fairly enjoyed it, right? I mean, I enjoyed it. Kid enjoyed it. You were kind of like,
it was an okay episode.
Yeah, it was an okay episode. So, anyways, if you did watch it, I hope you enjoyed it. And even if you're like me and don't know half of what was going on, but anyways,
I got swept up in Who fever.
yeah. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. If anything else, and you can like and favorite and subscribe and all that stuff. But otherwise, we'll see you next time. And until then, keep on resisting boredom.
Oh, the cracks are back. Didn't you fix that in the first season?
What?
The cracks. The cracks was like the
Alright.
plot of the first season.
Yeah, I know.
That's my
Yeah.
and he
Okay,
Supposedly
so-
fixed all that, but then he's like, "Oh, I knew they'd be back." Why?
Because he only used some, what's the Billy Mays stuff?
Oh, OxyClean.
No, the putty
Mighty
stuff. Mighty Mended. He
Mighty
only
Putty.
used, Mighty Mended doesn't last forever.
Mighty put it.